This week is a very special week for me because I got the chance to have a convo with a Steelers legend, the MVP of Super Bowl 43, Santonio Holmes. This is a Cup of Joey with me, Joey Molinaro.
Cup of Joey with the Pittsburgh Steelers legend, Santonio Holmes, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 43. I mean, I don't even have to introduce you, man, but thank you so much for the time, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm great, man. Can't complain. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is I'm in my Steelers bar here at my family's house. I wanted to show you that this is no joke. You're right up there on our family wall. That's the Super Bowl 43 picture right up there in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Santonio Holmes is forever and always in the Molinaro family house. So great to talk to you, man. This is a freaking dream come true for me, really. How's your quarantine been? How's everything going with this crazy time?
Oh, man, life is still great. Been healthy. Can't complain. It's affected the world. It's affected me, personally. Being someone that's a socialite, love to be out and hang around a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have to be, antisocial at this point, but only through communication that has allowed us to stay connected. Thanks for those that have created Zoom, the social media world, that has been presented, the platforms that have been given to us. Just learn how to take advantage of it and use it to the best of my knowledge. And hopefully, it inspires and changes a lot of other people. Knowing that quarantine has put a halt to a lot of things and has caused damage in a lot of people's lives. Please stay safe. Wear your mask and always remember wash your hands. Keep your distance. I love playing golf, and I know a lot of the people may think that I'm a little bit rude on the golf course when I'm playing with randoms, but I have to be, constantly active in telling them, hey, please just keep your distance. I can hear very well. I've heard my quarterback in a huddle,
Right.
with 100,000 people screaming around me. So pretty sure I can hear you from standing a little bit 6 feet away. So life's been great.
So you said you play with randoms. Does that mean you just go to the club, the course, and just pick up with people, or just you got your crew that you play with?
I love actually just going and just meeting randoms. I think that's a part of who the MVP is, and how you work on building a brand is by being active and showing your communication skills and being out in public, and you get a chance to meet new people and learn about what they do outside of what I do. And most of them know me as a football player, but seeing me out on the golf course and swinging and making birdies on the golf course is very intriguing to them. So it keeps the game a lot interesting.
Making birdies, okay. So what's your handicap then? You must be hitting them pretty well.
The game has gotten a lot better. I've improved. I went from shooting in the high 90s,
Okay.
to scoring 84s and 85s now.
It's you.
I think the contribution is just to my practice reps that I've been taking, daily. I'm constantly going to the driving range and, going and chip and putt out at the club near where I live. And it's been allowing my game to just slowly improve, and I'm learning. You probably can't see it right now because it's a little blurry and light in the background, but the Golf Channel is actually on here in the background. So, that's part of what I love doing now, is just watching golf and enjoy loving the game.
So you've gone from NFL and NFL Network to golf and the Golf Channel. I love it. That's a nice change.
It's a big change, but it's actually a lot of fun, and I can attest to seeing a lot of former professional athletes of different sports, transition into the golf world, and it has allowed me to just be myself, which is a person who loves to learn, and very challenging of himself, and I love to play against competition, and to step out on the golf course, and playing against a guy that either weighs 135 pounds or he's 6'4", weighing 285 pounds, and watching different people strike the golf ball and score and make birdies. It's very challenging and fun to me. It allows me to get out and just, like I said, be social and interact with a lot of new people.
I remember when we talked on the phone a couple months ago about lining up to do this, and you mentioned that I think you're saying you're trying to get your kids out on the golf course with you. Is that how's that going?
Oh my gosh, dude, my 3-year-old Scarlett Monroe, she loves the golf clubs. She loves going out. After school, she gets mom go picks her up at 5, brings her out to the driving range with me, and she just runs around and hit golf balls, and she loves putting. So I think she's getting very interested in golf. So that's exciting to me because the future holds a lot of promising things for her and I. If we can get a chance to play golf together as we grow older.
That's awesome, man. Well, good for her and good for you for getting her started, because I just turned 27 and I still can't hit a golf ball straight. So the earlier you get them going, the better off you're gonna be.
Dude, It takes practice. In order to be the MVP, you have to go to practice. You have to put in work. You have to try harder. You have to go to learn something new every day. You have to work on your game. You have to figure out what part of your game needs to be worked on today, tomorrow, or the day before that. You have to know what your plan is, utilize it while you're working on your plan, and also gain something from what you've worked on today so that tomorrow you can be better prepared for the information that you had yesterday.
Man, you got me fired up, man. I'm ready to go to the driving range right after this. I'm gonna go hit 1,500 balls. I mean,
guys ask me every day, how are you so good at striking the ball, or how is it that a professional wide receiver can come and play golf? I use the skills that I have developed as a young kid, and that the gift that I was given to by God, which is my hand and eye coordination and my ability to have patience in learning and understanding what has to transpire from the way the hips shift, the way the feet are still, the way the shoulders are turned, and the way the shoulder tilt, the way your head is moving, the way your eyes are watching the ball. All these little things, the way your hand is gripping on the club, if you're forward, if you're back, if you're up, if you're down, those things make a big difference. And that's very challenging to me. And I love that challenge. So I go to the driving range to actually perfect that game all the time.
I know you went to Ohio State, played in Pittsburgh.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I went to the Ohio State.
Oh, here we go, man. I apologize. I should have known. I was just watching.
Let's get that right.
I was just watching your retirement speech with the Steelers, and you said the Ohio State, so I should have known. Hey, real quick, this is my dad. He's a diehard Steelers fan. Hey, Santonio.
What's up, Pops?
He wanted to meet you and say hi. So, I already showed him the bar and everything, but he liked it a lot. But what I was saying, you went to the Ohio State University, so you're familiar with the Midwest. I'm in Indy. We got a lot of really, really good golf courses up here, Santonio. So if you ever want to make the trek over to 317, I can show you around. You just have to let me know, and we can go.
All you got to do is send the invitation, man, and I'm on I-70 headed your way.
I love it. You know the roads, man. That's what I'm talking about. By the way, that hat and that shirt, very, very cool. The MVP clothing line, right?
Yes, sir.
Where can I go? Where can people go to get some of that stuff, or can they?
We're actually in the reconstruction stages of the MVP Brand Inc. Website, but on our website at mvpbrandinc.com, you can go out and check out our shop, and you can purchase some stuff through our third party at Shopify, and you can get your gear. You can get hats, shirts, mugs, fanny packs, backpacks, hoodies, all those valuable necessities that most people need, especially as the weather is changing, and you need your sweatpants and your sweatshirt and then hoodies and things like that. Definitely go out and check out our website.
I love it, man. I can't wait.
I love and support, man. Our mission is to educate and motivate these young high school kids. We want to teach them what the game is all about, but more importantly, allow them to use their platform that they have as MVPs and as people who are looking to make a difference in their respective sports. We want to give them the key, the tools, the knowledge that it takes for them to build a successful, business model around who they are, by understanding that their platform as MVPs, it means a lot to the people in the community and those that are looking up to them and those that are seeking to follow them in the future. So allowing these young high school kids to capitalize and learn what it's like to build a platform by using your peers, your best friends, your family members in your circle to help you build this business model or mindset that you have, so that no one is bringing you down, making you work extra harder to support them. But in the end, everybody is supporting everybody, and we all win at the end.
Yeah, man. That's so basically, I mean, you're saying everybody has the tools to be their own MVP, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. It's man, you can tell. Like, I feel like Coach Tomlin's kind of rubbed off on you over the years.
My gosh!
And you've got some. You can spread a message, man. I love it.
I think we had the same mindset. You know, the first time we met each other, Coach Tomlin and I, he showed me video of him being a wide receiver at William and Mary. And I think from that point, he and I had a full understanding of who we are and how we have to operate. So the way he approached me every day, coming to practice and in meetings and around the locker room and on game days, it felt very different to me than anybody else, because we had that full understanding that we're both wide receivers, and I know what a wide receiver should do on a daily basis. So therefore, his eyes are always watching everything that I was capable of doing and that I should be doing on and off the football field. And I think that has allowed me to understand what it's like to have a great coach in your circle, but a person that understands how others operate and can help them operate at their best, you know, when they're feeling at their worst.
Well, yeah, we have to get. I want to talk, about the Steelers, obviously, and you're kind of, you had to go away from the Steelers at the end of your career, which is fine. We're going to talk about that. But you came back and you retired a Steeler in 2017, and you're with the Steelers now forever. How did that come about, and why was it so important for you to say, hey, I want to go and I want to be forever remembered as a Pittsburgh Steeler?
Can we get a little bit closer?
Yeah, pretty obvious, man.
Can we get a little bit closer?
I know, but it's so great that you have that relationship again, and that you know what I mean. That Santonio Holmes is back home, where he should be as a Steeler. You know, as a fan, we love it. I love it, and I guess I just want to get your perspective.
To be able to retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler is an ultimate blessing from God and even from the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. Thankful for the Rooneys for giving me an opportunity to even be drafted.
Yep.
Growing up as a young kid, watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, being a fan of black and gold. My second Little League football team, we were the black and gold. We were the Belgrade Panthers, and our colors were black and gold. So as you can see, like that color rolled into my skin, into my blood as a young kid. So watching Rod Woodson, Yancey Thigpen, Cordell Stewart, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, and those guys when I was coming up in the early 90s, I wanted to do exactly what they did, because my whole entire household were Cowboy fans. So can you imagine what the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cowboys rivalry is like? Well, that's what it was like in our household. So me and my uncle, who's my favorite, we grew up together, we battled, we love each other, and to this day, we are mere opposites. He's a Cowboy fan, I'm a Steeler fan. He was a North Carolina Tar Heel fan, and I was a rival Duke Blue Devil fan. And I hate to admit it at times, and I know my fellow alumni of The Ohio State University will respect me and love me for this, but my uncle was a Ohio State Buckeye fan before I became a Buckeye. And of course, I was a University of the Up North team fan at that time, just because my uncle was a fan of the Buckeyes. So our rivalry grows really deep, and to be able to retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler and to wear black and gold, knowing that I started part of my career wearing this uniform, black and gold, for my Little League football team. And rest in peace to our head coach from the early 80s and from the late 80s and 90s, Mr. Dan Bythewood. He was a true motivator and an inspiration to our community. He inspired so many people, helped so many of us get in and out of trouble, and lead a better lifestyle growing up in Belgrade. So definitely tip my hat off to our first coach. And even all the coaches that coached me, back in my little league, middle school, and high school days, and even my college days. So thank you to all you guys for what you've done and allow me to develop this character. And this character of an MVP, you know, has stolen something from each one of you that you have taught me valuable lessons that I would never forget.
That's incredible, man, that you were a Michigan fan and then you become a Ohio State.
You have to keep bringing it up.
I mean, I had no idea. So did your uncle have a big part in making you, you know, having you go to Ohio State? He was in your ear, I take it.
Oh my God, that's all he kept talking about, David Boston. Look, you want to be a wide receiver, you want to go to the NFL, you should go play for Ohio State, and this is where all the big receivers go and play at, and da-da-da-da. So I took it upon myself that if the coaches from Ohio State, the scouts, came down and wanted to recruit, and they asked about me, that I was going to admit that I would accept the invitation to Ohio State University. And the minute they came down and visited me, I accepted the invitation to Ohio State University, and the rest is history.
Man, so then you said that you watched and looked up to Hines Ward and were a fan of those guys, and then all of a sudden you're in the same huddle, and then you win the same you two are the Super Bowl MVPs together, man. I mean, what a life. That's got to be just insane.
Oh, man, that blessing was definitely from God, that the path that it took me to get to the NFL was truly one that I continue to take heed to, understanding that this path was directed only for me, and that it came with a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline, a lot of regrets, a lot of ups and downs, but more so it was a lot of learning and understanding and trusting, as Joel Embiid would say, you know, trusting the process. That playing in those high school state championship games, and not being a star that I wanted to be, to make touchdowns and to make big catches in those games, you know, those things didn't transpire for me. They didn't happen. I was just another shell on the team. I was a guy that made things happen, or I helped our team win state championships. We get to play in college, and my freshman year of college, we are undefeated playing against the University of Miami for a national championship. And I'm just on the sideline watching. I'm not playing. I'm not participating. So here we are. We get to Super Bowl Sunday, and this is the first and maybe the only time that I would ever get a chance to play. I understood the process, that it wasn't my moment to shine in those other games, because maybe I had grown or outgrown my potential had I took advantage of those moments during that time. So as a young man who trusts the process and believes in the message that God had portrayed into me, was that I have to believe what it is that I want to do. And what I wanted to do was to be a champion. Because in '95, when I watched the Pittsburgh Steelers lose that Super Bowl to those Dallas Cowboys, I was hurt. I was devastated. And that played a big part of who I became as an individual. And I wanted to make a difference, that if I ever got a chance to play in the Super Bowl, that I would never allow this to happen to me, what I saw happen to my fellow Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, as I was a kid during that time. So when I got to that moment of playing Super Bowl Sunday, you better believe my game face was on, my adrenaline was rushing, and my heart was set on being somebody that God had allowed me to be, and trust the process, that this was the moment that I had to make the biggest impact for my team, so that I could become the person that he wanted me to be in the future.
Thank God you did, man. I mean, it's so incredible. And I still think about that quote a lot. When you're sitting on the sideline right after Larry Fitz has scored a touchdown, you say, let's be great. It's time to be great. And you got up and backed it up, man. I mean, it's incredible. And I think anybody in these moments, you know, in their life can sit there and say, hey, if you have that belief in yourself, like you say, and that you did, then you can make it happen, you know?
Yeah, so the game was definitely bigger than me itself. It was for the team. It was to be a part of some history. It was a part to be of a movement in a moment in time that someone will remember forever. Because those moments were overlooked, of us winning our state championships in high school by our undefeated records, and the falling of one of my fellow teammates, Jaron Sider, you know, rest in peace. He got, you know, murdered literally like 3 days right before his senior year of first day of school. And our whole entire season was based on, making that big impact to protecting his legacy and winning the championship for him. So we did that. Fast forward to my college career, we had, a freshman All-American in Maurice Claret and at that time, 2-time All-American safety and Mike Doss coming into his senior year. So being a part of that movement and that team with those guys, it showed me that I could be somebody special on a team full of special individuals, but I just have to learn how to make my mark. And to attest to us winning that championship as a freshman, our coach, Jim Tressel, told me after the season that it was because of my performance every day in practice, in preparing our defensive backs to become, the best defense in the country at that time, was because of how hard I practiced and how good of a look I gave our team so that they could learn how to stop the number one receiver. So as a young freshman, I had this mentality that I wanted to be great. I wanted to be better, and I wanted to be a part of something that someone would always remember, that this little kid that was 160 pounds from Belglade, Florida, was going to make a difference, in wherever he went. And I did that. I did that with the help of God, with the belief in the system that if I just do my job and I trust the process, that I don't have to make it happen right away, but I just have to do something that can make it happen. And that was my work ethic that I brought towards the table, that these guys saw how hard I worked at Ohio State. So when it came down to Super Bowl time playing in the NFL, I was daring to be great from that moment that I put on a uniform. So and the rest is history. And I think all the defensive players that I ever practiced against, all the defensive looks that they've given me, and all the knowledge that they had just equipped me with learning the game, and just being prepared to be able to perform on Super Bowl Sunday.
I got to ask you, not about the catch, because I know you get asked about the catch all the time, and rightfully so, but one play that still gets me from that game, and I know you probably don't feel this way, but the play, 2 plays prior to the catch, Big Ben pumps, dude falls down, you're wide open, he throws it to you, you grab it, you start running up the field, holy cow, he's going to score. All of a sudden, that dude from behind comes, he's punching, I'm yelling at my TV, behind, because in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to come up and punch from behind, and the ball's going to go through the end zone. Were you even close to fumbling at all? Like, did that thought even come through your head? Because I still, when I watch it, I'm like, he's going to fumble.
After watching the replay of that particular play, I cringe every single time.
Yes. It's crazy.
I cringe because I feel that moment after. But had I known he was behind me, I was thinking, if Heath Miller gets this block here, I'm about to score this touchdown. That's all I'm looking for.
Sure.
And this guy jumps on my back, and I can just remember feeling the ball like subtle slide, but I fell on top of it and cradled it in, and I was able to protect it. But at that point, I wasn't aware of it, but still to this day that every time I see that play happen, I cringe right as he gets ready to punch that ball out of my back, out of my arms.
The best part is, like you said, you held on to it, all good. But I always wondered that. I was like, man, that gets me. I wonder if it got Santonio. So I had to be able to ask you. Couple more here. Do you feel like Big Ben gets a bad rap as a dude? I mean, you played with him for a long time. You won the Super Bowl with him in the locker room. I mean, I feel like kind of around the league, people kind of like to trash on him a little bit. Being a guy that, could be as close as anybody to him, what are your thoughts?
Been to 3 Super Bowls. I think he's a 4, maybe 5-time Pittsburgh Steelers team MVP. He's joined the 5,000-yard club. He surpassed the 400 touchdown club. He's been with the same organization for 17 years.
Yeah.
He's turned into a married man, a father, and a person of interest that he has to set a good example for. He's been a man of integrity. He's been an example of what the Pittsburgh Steelers have needed at the quarterback position. He hasn't always been the great example, but he's always been willing to take over his to man up to his responsibilities. And I think for that, Ben Roethlisberger, he's in the lights of Terry Bradshaw. He didn't win 4 Super Bowls, but hey, if you can get a chance to go to another one, what more bad could you say about an individual that has dedicated his entire life and career to being, in one place and showing his gratitude for an organization that took a chance on him, out of Miami of Ohio. And, for that, Ben Roethlisberger is still, my quarterback. And, I love him. I respect him and wish nothing but the best moving forward.
You keep in touch at all every now and then, or?
Oh, I'm always in Pittsburgh. I'm always around. I always give him a call when I'm in town, or, I try to stop by the facilities and see him. So we always stay in touch with each other.
I love it. Great to hear. Okay, the Third and Long Foundation, man. This is a big reason why we're doing this. I want to talk about Third and Long Foundation. It's raising awareness for sickle cell disease, and it's supporting families in need who are being affected by sickle cell disease. I know that your son is being affected by it. So, your mission, and again, with your son happening and having it, why it's so important to you.
The mission of the Third and Long Foundation has always been to just raise awareness for those that are living with sickle cell and those that support people with sickle cell disease. This disease affects hundreds and thousands of people, every year. And the only cure to getting, this disease under control is to be able to find the right a hemoglobin, the right blood type, and allowing the body to learn how to mature and to multiply its different cells and what is being attacked, which are our red blood cells. So we don't have the oxygen capacity of a normal individual. So it makes it tough for a person with sickle cell to perform at high levels or overexert energy, whether the lungs are being expanded too much or the muscles are being at an all-time fatigue. It's hurtful to know that the NFL has not brought awareness to such a great cause that has been affecting so many people that have played this sport. It affects me to know that the NBA does not make a stance to help these individuals that are performing on and off the basketball court and football field with sickle cell disease. The people at home are supporting us by purchasing the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, all these packages through DirecTV to be able to watch and support us as professional athletes. And here we are trying to make a stand for those who have no voice, and we're not getting much support from those who need to support us at most. So over the past 8-9 years, having the Third and Long Foundation, brings sickle cell families out to the public so that they could meet celebrities in the city of Pittsburgh and have a Strikes Against Sickle Cell bowling event to allow these families to just interact and be active, because I know how difficult it is to become active when you're living with sickle cell disease, that bowling can be something that the family can get out and enjoy together, and that you don't have to exert too much energy. Only energy that you could gain from this is just laughter. And I think that alone is what we need to be more aware of, is that our families with sickle cell disease, they need support. Our Third and Long Foundation mission, we help those hospitals that provide tutoring for those young kids that are stuck in the hospital. And we're working on finding transitional ways to help our 18 to 25-year-old cope with living outside of having a doctor there every day, or having mom take you to the doctor, to where you now take on these same responsibilities for yourself, so that you could now become a person of interest in the future that could help lead a big change in how sickle cell disease is being fought.
I love it, man. It's awesome. Thirdandlongfoundation.org. is where everybody can go to find more information, to donate, to get some merchandise, just to educate yourselves on the sickle cell disease. That's third and long with the words, thirdandlongfoundation.org. I mean, you sold you auctioned off your gloves from the catch, I saw, for over $70,000 to go and raise awareness and for a good cause there. So please go check that out. Donate if you can, and help out Santonio. You've been doing this since what, 2011?
Yes, 2011. We started actually when we donated with the gloves from the Super Bowl catch in 2009. And thanks to the Citron family for allowing those families and those that are affected, to be helped. And that contribution really meant a lot to me in starting to push for our advocacy for sickle cell disease. And thank you to everyone who has made a donation to thirdandlongfoundation.org. My son, Santonio Holmes III, is doing wonderful. He's now a freshman at Georgia Southwestern, State University. And, I think just having that awareness on how to protect our son and how to fight for others has allowed us to provide a better lifestyle for him. And he has a full understanding of a greater purpose that he has on this earth, living with this condition. And he takes full advantage of how he needs to live his life on a daily basis. And our awareness goes out to all the people that are living with sickle cell disease, is that you please take care of yourselves, even during this time of COVID, that you continue to stay active and continue to be around and surround yourself with family members, those that can keep you laughing and keep you excited about your future.
That's great, man. Love it. Again, thirdandlongfoundation.org. Santonio, I got 5 rapid fire questions here just to wrap up for you, okay? Just quick. Try to be a little lighthearted. All right, let's start with one. Would you rather have to tackle one Big Ben with no help, it's just you on Big Ben, or escape a defense with 11 Big Bens? Which would you rather?
I'm taking escaping the defense with 11 Big Bens.
That's what you usually do, so you don't have to try to tackle that bulldozer there.
This guy is 6'5", 6'6", 250, maybe 60 plus pounds. Come on, man. This is not an average guy that you just run up and tackle and drop down on the ground. It doesn't happen like that. And he's proven his escapability, by showing how strong he is, upper and lower body. And it just shows, how hard he worked on that and improving. And he's mastered that game of shaking off these defenders and, being able to keep the play alive. I think that's one of the biggest things why I loved him so much, is that we were able to continue to extend plays, and he never just gave up on anything. He always wanted to make something happen. And thanks to him escaping that one play in the AFC Championship game against the Baltimore Ravens and finding your boy, Tone Time, for 64 yards and a touchdown. And we were able to say bye-bye to the Ravens.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to put that on the shirt, man. All right, number 2. That's a good leadway into this. Your favorite play as a Steeler besides the Super Bowl catch?
My favorite play as a Pittsburgh Steeler, it probably was returning that punt against the Chargers in the divisional playoff game.
Okay, why?
I think that was one of my favorite plays because I think I only had one catch in the game. One, maybe 2 catches in the game, but I was able to make a big impact on special teams. If I could take that play back, I would go with another punt return play. Rookie year, Coach Cowher comes up to me in our 4th preseason game versus the Carolina Panthers, and he puts me back on punt return, and he asked me if I want to make this team. I had to get out and I had to show him something. Wow. And of course, I get out. I fumbled the ball.
How can you not after that? That's a lot of pressure.
I got out. I fumbled the ball. We recovered it. Yeah. Penalty on the play. Nice. He gives me the chin look.
Santonio!
I get over there. you want to make this team, you better show me something. He shoved me back out on the football field. 67, 65, 68 yards later, I think I returned the punt for a touchdown. I think that's what really made me, most memorable was just my ability to just make a play whenever we needed one.
Did you go give the ball to him after that? Or did you?
I almost ran out of bounds because I was looking back at Coach Cowher running down the sideline. So that would have been real bad if I did that. But I did come over to the sideline and he thanked me, for making that play. So thank you, Coach Cowher, for the motivation.
All right, 3, true or false? I've heard rumors about this. My coworker now, your former teammate, true or false? Willie Colon used to practice in cleats with no socks on. Is that true?
100% true.
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
He would tell her, he was like, "Look, my feet slide in these socks and in these cleats. Like, no, I feel comfortable with these big claws, bared down to the ground. I can feel everything. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about me. Like, just worry about yours, and we'll be good." That's all he used to say.
Hopefully, you didn't have to be by his locker then. That must have stunk something.
Yeah, we had issues in the locker room, but that's locker room talk.
Okay, we'll leave locker room talk for that. All right, 4. Who's the better trash talker, you or Ike Taylor?
Oh, 2-4 all day.
Really?
I only talk trash to anybody if they talking trash to me and I get an opportunity to back it up. If I have no opportunity to back it up, I come in there talking trash to you today. I don't have anything to say.
Ike's just running his mouth all the time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, he's gonna let you have it because he got to psych himself up. He got to take you out of your game. He got to build himself up, and he has to get the rally of the troops that were behind him, and they rallied behind that. And I loved it. I used to sit on the sideline and just hear 2-4 going at the receiver on the field, and I'm standing right there with him, giving them smack too.
You're right.
I can remember one time we played against Green Bay, and Ike was guarding Greg Jones. I think, yeah.
Greg Jennings?
No, what was Jones?
James Jones.
James Jones, excuse me.
Yeah.
My apologies, James Jones. And we're on the sideline, and I can hear Ike going at him, and I just remember just chiming in, just right with him, the whole entire game. And, Ike Taylor by far is the biggest trash talker.
Love it. Then last one here for you. If you had to quarantine with one former Steelers teammate through this, who would it be? Why?
I had to quarantine with one former Steelers teammate. It'll probably be Nate Washington.
Okay. Fellow receiver.
Spent a lot of time together. Got a lot of learning, from each other. Pushed each other. Had 2 different paths. Both played in the state of Ohio. Both played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we kind of had a similar, path in that regard. So we built a good relationship along the way. And even to this day that, we contact each other, at least 2-3 times every month to this day.
I love it. Very cool, man. Well, Santonio.
By the way, Kevin Colbert. He's probably by far my favorite Steeler. He's the guy that drafted me and the same guy that fired me at the same time. And I love him for that.
Bygones be bygones now.
Our relationship, is greater and bigger than that. And I have so much more respect for Kevin for continuing to reach out to me and to be in my corner and support me, 100% since I left the Steelers and even as I continue to be a retired Steeler to this day. So thank you.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, again, thirdandlongfoundation.org. Go there, donate, please, if you can. Check out MVP clothing line that Santonio's rocking right here. I know I'm going to for sure. Santonio, for real, man. Hey, I didn't know that's on there. That's sick. Oh, man. Is that a personalized one, or is they all come like that?
This is personalized.
God. Yeah, that's all right. Well, there's still.
No, you can definitely get you one like this, though. Everything, all the logos, everything you want on it, you can do all that.
Awesome. I definitely will. Again, thank you, man. This has just been so much fun and incredible. We love you. We're huge fans still to this day, and glad that you're a Steeler for life, man. So thank you again.
Thank you, Joey. Barstool, thank you guys for having me on. Much respect to you, everybody. If you guys love listening to podcasts, Barstool's #1 podcast in the world, man. Still a gang all day, man. Love you guys, man. Here we go.
All right. Later, bro.